Suomen ulkoministeriöltä oli vakoiltu parisen vuotta.
What is the legislative need of Finland right now? What are we lacking?
We are lacking the information that we need for fighting against terrorism. And we are lagging behind other nations. Sweden, Germany, every other nation we are lagging behind. And now we need a legislation that will give our officials and bodies like security, police and other instances a possibility to defend Finland by following what is in the net.
If we ask the officials, they will say they need it yesterday. So is our parliament ready and able to do it very quickly?
I'm sure that we are ready to do it very quickly, and it is absolutely true what you are saying, that we should have had this much earlier.
How is it possible we don't? Why are we so far behind?
I don't have a very clear answer. I think that when we had this Cold War, so then we would have needed it. But then came this more warm period in international relations, which have now gone. They are now gone. And now we badly need it because this is a completely different situation. And there's again a lot of tension in international relations and a lot of spying. For instance, Finland is being attacked by industrial spying quite a lot, for instance. So it is very important that we act now.
The one good thing about this might be that at least now we have something that all parties in the parliament agree on.
All parties agree, but not in every detail. We need still quite a lot of discussions and compromises so that we all agree about the legislation. It is possible that in the end all parties are not accepting what we are going to do.
And then there was a growing friendship between Reagan and Gorbachev, and we felt somehow that the Baltic states will be sandwiched between this increasing friendship. So I'm trying to push them a bit apart.
How different are the means of espionage or intelligence from Cold War era to the present day?
I think here the old principle works today that the main goal is to lead attention aside from the real targets, using false goals, pointing, for example, to Snowden, which leads attention aside from the real espionage work which is performed by Russia or China, which is much more dangerous for, let us say, German authorities or for any European country than could be American espionage.
What kinds of challenges does the digital era and the internet bring to the societies as well as to the intelligence community?
It's paradoxical because based on internet, contacts could be much more effective, efficient. At the same time, internet era means that barriers between different countries and different institutions are much stronger or persistent because the key, let's say, for the European Union or NATO is sharing of delicate, sensitive information between its members. And this is still very difficult to be done.
And does the digitalization propose a threat to information security in general?
I'm afraid that in today's world, especially considering misusing internet for terrorist purposes, for attacks against sensitive strategic infrastructures, that information gathering on a mass scale to prevent such attacks is going to be unavoidable. I think one of the main risks for today's Western world is ambiguity of principles on which we stand, because the chance just to use money or to advance your personal interests and ambitions are much more widespread, much more approachable than they used to be in the past. In the past, there were clear political differences. In today's Western society, it is very easy to buy people for nothing, practically, because they are ready to change their principles just for money and some advantages in their personal life.
So it's a moral issue when you really come down to it.
It's a very much moral issue. I think it is fundamentally concerning the moral foundations of the Western society. Are we a society of consumption and fun, or are we a society which has continuity of values? I mean all European values on which European civilization is based.
Democratic value?
Democratic and Christian values.
Thank you. Kiitos.